What is up, guys? Ivan here with getivan.com, and I'd like to welcome you to this video on the search local numbers section of my SignalWire dashboard for Google Sheets and Parabola. So, looking at the tab here, I have clicked on search local numbers right here, and I'm also going to demonstrate in this video search toll numbers because they're very similar. So, these green highlighted columns are the areas where we can put in our custom field. They are custom fields. We can put in some information that we want to do a search for inside of SignalWire. It will send the data from the sheet into SignalWire, and SignalWire will return the data into these yellow columned areas here. So let's do an example. There are only, ISO country is a type of abbreviation for a country. To my knowledge, SignalWire, as of the date of this video, only supports the United States and Canada. I believe the ISO country prefix is US, so that should be ready to go. State region should be a prefix. You can look up the abbreviations of a state. In this case, I'll do Texas, so TX. I believe that'll work. And then area code is pretty self-explanatory. If for some reason this does not work, you probably need to make sure that you're specifying all three of these fields. It might be that only ISO country and then one of these is required, or it might be that all three of them are required. I don't remember how I configured it. But we'll go ahead and do my area code 817 for Fort Worth. So we'll do US, Texas, 817. And then, what are we doing? Search local number. Okay, so something to keep in mind, every row, this doesn't have a page results option. So every row that you request will return 100 phone numbers. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab my flow hook and run this thingamajigger. Let's see if this worked. Success true. And then we'll look over here and bam. So, bunch of phone numbers here. If we wanted to purchase a number, we'll go over that in the next section on buying numbers and deleting numbers. But basically, with this information, we could then take a number like this. We could even copy them like this and then append the appropriate characters and then buy numbers in bulk if we wanted to do that. There's no way right now to search by rate center, which is basically the city. So you kind of just have to, it's a broken part of their API. And so you kind of just have to scroll through and see if you can find one you like. These are purchased more frequently than you might expect. So anytime you're going to purchase numbers, you got to do it every time. You got to do a new search and then purchase, search and then purchase, search and then purchase. There's not really any way to get around it. So let's do something for toll numbers. Now, what you want to do is you really want to do all of your export functions at the same time, because then you're going to save a lot on credits. The number of rows imported here was, probably 100 or something, because there's 100 returns. So you can do up to 500 rows for one single credit. So you kind of want to try to do, as much as you can every time something is processed. Now, in terms of the way that rows are processed, what you need to keep in mind is the rows are processed to the maximum number, not the maximum number of total rows, but let's say that on every sheet you had 50 rows. Every import sheet you had 50 rows. But then on one sheet you had 100 rows. Parabola will only consider it processing up to 100 rows. If you had 5 rows of 50 sheets, it wouldn't process 250 rows. It processes the maximum of it processes a number of rows that is reflected by the sheet or the tab that has up to 100. Not up to 100 like specifically 100, but whatever the highest number is in any individual thing that you're doing. It doesn't collectively process them, if that makes any sense. Okay, so if I was going to do some searches, if I was going to do a bunch of imports, this is an import function. So I'm importing the numbers, and then let's say, okay, well, I also want to import the total, number of calls, and I also want to list all these various calls in the system, and I also want to do some phone number lookups. You probably want to do all that at the same time, because then you'll spend less credits. If you do a bunch of things one after the other, you'll burn through your credits. Okay. So, or you'll use them faster. So US. Now, as far as toll numbers, this one's a little trickier. They have very specific toll numbers. In my experience, 877 was one of those toll numbers. There's probably a number of them. I don't know what they are. There may be a list somewhere. Anyways, let's go ahead, and I wonder if I can just refresh. Well, I'll just open this again, and we'll wait. So there it is. That toll number was good to go, and there's not really a whole lot of information on these numbers, unfortunately. Okay, so that is it. It's really simple. You just do your ISO country and your area code or state sub prefix abbreviation, and you have a list of numbers. Once you have those numbers, then you can go on and purchase them. So that does it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.